Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Supply Challenge Speedrun, featuring me, A.K. Eustace, or perhaps some of you know me from way back when as Eri Saki. But anyways, yeah, this is Factorio. This is the actual video that I promised in my last video, which was just a replay. So unlike that, this is a real-time recording of the supply challenge. So it's a legit speed run. I'm not going for score in this video. I'm simply going for fastest possible time. And I'm timing from when the good luck message disappears to when the game finished window appears, which is what I'm assuming the timing for a speed run would be. So according to my calculations, the real time for this video is 55 minutes, 41 seconds, and 0.8 of a second. And the in-game time actually is 55 minutes and 1 second. So there's actually a 40 seconds difference there, which is quite a bit more than I thought. And I'm pretty sure 100% of that is due to the text screen popping up, because the in-game clock stops during the text screen, but the real time does not stop. So that's the only thing I can think of that accounts for that difference. And unfortunately, there's no way to do it the way AntiElitz has done it in his world record video. So there's an option. So what he does is he actually does a single-player game, but does it as a multiplayer game, basically. So he starts a multiplayer game with one player, which means that the game itself does not pause while the text screen's up. So while you're clicking on text, your factories are running for those few seconds, which can help very slightly, I guess. I'm pretty sure though there's no option to do that in this mode. So anyway, I'm gonna try and keep the comments for this pretty brief. I will stick to just I have a couple splits written down here, so I'll compare the times on this run to times on the previous video I showed, which was just my segmented run, and I will also point out any significant mistakes that I happen to notice. So yeah. So however, since my segmented run, I don't actually have a real-time recording of that, obviously, since it's segmented. I only have the replay, so the only thing I can compare to that video is the in-game time. So in order to do these splits, I'll be comparing in-game time on that video to in-game time on this video. Okay, so here we go. So my first split that I decided on, and the splits are completely arbitrary. This game is very non-linear. This run is, I'm trying to do things in a specific order, but the ordering got a little bit different in the two runs, especially towards the end. So it's a little bit hard to compare times directly, but I think the splits that I'm doing are reasonably telling, I think. So alright, so the first split, yeah, will be when I have all the burner drills up. So there's supposed to be 8 on iron, 2 on stone, 2 on copper, and 8 on coal. So once all those are running, I do the first split. I think this first segment's pretty good. I haven't really made any significant mistakes. The only possible improvement is having the burners be out of fuel for fewer seconds, but it's pretty much impossible to prevent them from ever running out of fuel. So yeah, that's just kind of a given, the way things are working. Okay, so I don't do the split yet because those aren't actually running, but once I put the coal in to that last one there that's flashing, we can split it. So that's burners up, 5:11 in-game time in my segmented run. Okay, but sorry, I should say this run first. 5:13 in this run, 5:11 in the segmented run. So I'm only 2 seconds behind the segmented run, which is pretty good. So here you can see I actually zoom out during this part of the run in order to be able to see how many things are out of fuel. If more than 1 or 2 are out of fuel, I have to stop cutting down trees and come back over here to refuel them. So I ended up cutting down like sort of different amounts of trees each run. You can't really plan that out beforehand. Right now these things are being really finicky and just each one keeps running out of fuel and it's like playing whack-a-mole. So I ended up chopping down significantly fewer trees there than in the segmented run, but whatever. The only thing I need to chop down trees for is for making power poles, and I don't think I ever actually ran out of power poles, so in the end it didn't really matter, but anyway, that's that. I got this part of the run pretty good, actually, and I managed to, believe it or not, I managed to get ahead of my segmented run by, let's see, so my next split here is as soon as, the first 6 of these, stone furnaces are going. I think, yeah, so for my segment for this run, well, I have to go back and get up the coal, but yeah, the split will be 8 minutes 31 seconds for this run and 8 minutes 56 seconds for the segmented run, so like 20 seconds slower. Honestly, I have no idea how that happened. I must have figured something out, maybe some more efficient movement or something, since I've done the segmented run. I really wasn't expecting that at all. There's one difference actually. I have 3 electric mining drills going as opposed to 4 in the segmented run. I don't think that's I don't think that affects anything really. It's just slightly more iron and slightly less iron in this next segment. But you know, I will fix it by adding in those that extra electric mining drill later. So yeah, as long as I'm not like hardcore running out of iron during one specific part of the run, that one fewer mining drill shouldn't actually matter. So so yeah, that was really good, being 20 seconds ahead of the segmented run. Yeah, don't know quite how that happened, but I'll take it. having that one fewer electric mining drill shouldn't allow me to save 20 seconds. It should allow me to save maybe a few seconds, but not 20. So I don't know. It's kind of odd. This is a pretty long segment here. I'm gonna just do the next split once I have essentially my first 8 assembling machines running. I figure that's a fairly important milestone in the run, because it means you can essentially start making stuff a lot faster. You can build the intermediate products in your assemblers rather than in hand, so you can start building things a lot faster after that. So when I just collected the iron there, that would be the only difference between having 3 and 4 mining drills, is that during this part of the run I'll have slightly less iron to work with. But it appears as though I have enough iron anyway, so yeah, got a nice plump crafting queue going there. Don't think it mattered. Oh yeah, you can see I have a repair pack in my inventory. I do not know where exactly I clicked that. Obviously that's a misclick. I don't want any repair packs. So it's sort of odd. Minor mistake, shouldn't matter. That's another tiny mistake right there. Is I meant to do the next level and get to the chests a bit earlier, and I think as a result my queue was empty for a few seconds while I was fixing that. But yeah, you pretty much have to. You do have to refuel at the burner drills. There's no getting around that, but. I don't know if it's possible to have... No, I don't think it is possible to even get these first 4 assemblers running before doing that. So it's not really a significant mistake. Another minor mistake there. I forgot to put that one of those assemblers is on copper wire when it should be on green circuit, but I do fix it here. So I think I do, yeah. Whatever, a few seconds of downtime there, but not super important. I did it again. This seems to keep happening. I'm not quite sure. You do shift right click to copy the entity settings or whatever it's called. I must have not done the shift right click correctly because I pasted the entity settings from a previous copy rather than the one that I just did. So I don't know why that. I think that happens at other places in the run. There I just dropped the repair pack because I don't want it clogging up my inventory. But yeah, I think maybe that's one thing I could work on in terms of clicking efficiency. I seem to keep making that mistake. I guess I thought this segment was pretty good. Not super great, but in my segmented run, I beat this. Like the next split that I think I do is mining 2, so I'm gonna just get a bunch more mining drills up on coal, iron, and copper. It's a fairly long segment, about 5 minutes or so, but the segmented run does catch up. So I must have lost a few seconds here and there compared to the segmented run. This could have been done a little faster. Maybe actually significantly faster, because those 20 seconds that I came out ahead, I lost all of that and ended up about 9 seconds behind. So 30 seconds in a 5-minute segment, that's, yeah, it's very significant, but I can't quite pin down where it is. It might be this, kind of running around, running out of transport belts right here. That might have something to do with it. So I decided to set up the things that aren't transport belts instead, but yeah, I have to make an extra trip down here to get more transport belt. I think I probably just forgot to pick those up out of the chest, so there's a mistake. Also, these splits that I'm doing, they don't take into account any time spent on the research screen. So I have no idea how that compares. I don't have that information. Quite what I'm doing there. Oh, I just a little slow. Instead of going directly to set this up, I kind of ambled around for a few seconds. Right now the crafting queue is empty. I should be making something, yeah. If nothing else, I should be making power poles. Because it's pretty easy to run out of iron, but I should still have a bit of copper left if I do it right and use the copper to make power poles. That's another mistake. I should have set those chests or storage chests going initially when I set up those coal drills. So as a result, the belt filled up with coal, and I lost some mining on those drills, which means that I don't actually have enough coal here to completely fill all these furnaces. Well, I wouldn't completely fill them, I would half fill them with 25 each, but there's not even enough coal for that, so I had to stop up north here at my other coal station. But just having less coal in your inventory overall is always a bad thing. It kind of has a tendency to slow down the run. So that could account for some of those, some of these seconds compared to the previous run. There we go, getting steel axe, which, as everyone knows, is the most important item in the game. Definitely. Sorry, that's kind of an in-joke on AntiElitz's channel, because it's like the steel axe. I mean, he doesn't take apart hardly any buildings in his run, so it doesn't really matter if he gets the steel axe or not, but everyone still harasses him about it whenever he does his live streams, and it's just a good time. Here, the steel axe is very important in reality in my run, because I have to take apart all that stuff right there, and I do take apart various things later on. So, although it doesn't quite make any logical sense, the steel, like taking a building down counts as mining the building, and therefore whichever axe you have equipped or don't have equipped does affect the speed with which you can take buildings down. Yeah, this is a slightly clumsy right here, I think. Well, right now it's not too clumsy, but leading up to this could have been a bit faster. Yeah, so once yeah, there I am running out of coal again. Fortunately, there was a little bit right there that I could grab. But yeah, once I have the transport belt and those iron gear wheels making, I can finally do the next split. So right now it's 22-21 for this run, 22-12 for the previous run. Oh, I may have forgotten to call out the assemblers up split. Sorry, in case you're curious, that was 14-17 for this run and 14-08 for the previous run. So okay, I kind of gave you a little, maybe a tiny bit of misinformation. So this segment from assemblers up to mining 2, I'm only behind my that segment actually was almost exactly the same as my previous as the segmented run. So not quite sure about that. I mean, I noticed some mistakes there, but maybe I must have made some mistakes in the segmented run too. It was the one before that, from initial mining to assemblers, where I lost the 20 seconds that I'd somehow gained. So if I do try and retry this run, I'll have to take a closer look at that segment. I'm not quite sure. So this is just a pretty short little segment here, where I start science, and I should include I need to include power in the segment, because right now I don't have enough power to be actually doing the science fast enough. I think in the segmented run I actually did power before setting up the green science, which, come to think of it, I think is the better way to do it. Especially since I'm researching a tech right now that doesn't even need any green science packs. So as you'll see, I'll just have a bunch of extra green science packs just sitting on the belt doing nothing. Yeah, that was probably just an ordering error. So I should have set up these power plants first, immediately after setting up the red science pack assemblers, and then go back and set up the green. Just getting my stone bricks going for later on so I can make refineries. Oh, forgot to put that inserter down, but since I corrected it, that mistake didn't matter. Oh, but here I ran out of transport belts, which was bad news. That certainly must have cost me a few seconds or something. I think I could have... I had like 8 or so in my inventory. I'm not sure if I had any iron to make more. I think I didn't, which is why I ran back up there. Okay, so science plus power is done, basically. So this, I did a split there. It's 2550 in this run, 2542 in the segmented run. So overall, only 8 seconds behind the segmented run. Still good. And in fact, these last 3 segments are almost exactly the same, because I'm just from the start of segment 3 to the end of the segment I just called out. So 3 segments in a row. I was always just 9 seconds or 8 or 9 seconds behind the segmented run. So even though I am making mistakes here and there, it's just, it must be canceling out or something. And they're not huge mistakes. Slight little hiccup there. For some reason I didn't have enough. Yeah, this part could have been better. I didn't have enough stuff to make all the transport belts I need, so I basically set up the electric mining drills without setting up the transport belts, or the rest of the transport belts. I do have the splitter, but yeah, I need to go back and get more transport belt. I'm not quite sure what I did differently. I wonder if I maybe forgot to collect gears out of the chest or something like that. Not quite sure. So yeah, just grabbing a few of the transport belts off the transport belt. Kind of a weird thing in this game, how you can have a transport belt that holds transport belts on it, where like, but they're only half size. Yeah, all the items in this game are super high tech. Like when you're holding them in your inventory, they somehow condense down to microscopic little size. And maybe they not only seem to fold up to have a smaller volume, they seem to have a smaller mass as well, because you can just carry them around easily. Yeah, don't ask me how that works. I think that's just plain magic. So like a steel chest that's on the ground can contain like literally thousands of steel chests in inventory form that are somehow folded up. Yeah. Okay, so the next segment here will be once I get the final iron and copper mining. So I'm done with all the iron. I need to finish copper, and I'm also including the kind of base upgrades in this segment. So I upgrade most of the gray assemblers into blue ones, along with many of the inserters, upgrading from normal to fast. So anyway, once all that's plus various new plus adding a bunch of labs to this science. So once all that's done, we can do the next split. Go in upgrading my assembler 1 to assembler 2 and doing most of the inserters, replacing them with fast inserters. So pretty much overall we can do production a lot faster. I changed the layout just very slightly from the segmented run. Before I had 2 factories going there at the bottom with gears, one just going directly into another chest. Instead, I decided to just make a yellow gear assembler there, so that it can just make gears faster and pour the excess into that right chest. Okay, so there we go. Actually, yeah, I think it's kind of hard to compare with the other run, because here I think I run around doing various nonsense. Oh, I have to... Yeah, I think I crafted too many of those assembler 2s. So this next split does have to include this final third line of power, as well as a bunch more labs. I haven't actually mapped out the exact number of labs. I keep sort of adding those in a few at a time. But I should probably map out the exact number of labs that I want at all times in this run, if I want to improve it further. But as you'll see, I did lose a significant amount of time on this segment. And I think that has to do with the fact that, yeah, I made those 9 extra assembler 2s that I don't need right now. And that's a lot of gears and stuff that could have gone into making labs. So I'm finally putting those labs down now, but they're still not even done crafting yet. And I don't think I even had quite as many as I did in the segmented run. Probably didn't matter. I think this is enough for me to get the text that I need until the next, until the last and final lab expansion. But okay, so there we go. I think this is the split that I did there. So having all the similar stuff up at that moment, including the mining 3 base upgrades and more science and more power. This run is 34 minutes even. Segmented run was 32:21, so over 1 minute and 30 seconds faster in the segmented run. So yeah, there's definitely another place where I'm not quite sure what went wrong. I saw some mistakes. I didn't see a minute and 30 seconds worth of mistakes though, so I don't... yeah. Need to figure that one out. The order was a bit different as well, so it's sort of hard to compare those segments directly. but definitely something happened. Speedruns aren't always as they seem. It can just be the sum of a bunch of smaller mistakes as opposed to one bigger obvious mistake. Even someone who's an expert at this game may not be able to notice all the mistakes, so I can't find them right away. So I also did things here in a different order. I do the red circuits first before the sulfur, and I think that is the correct order to do the things in. It's a good idea to get some red circuits buffering onto the transport belt before setting up sulfur, because sulfur's done off of 3 pump jacks, and plastics is done off of only 2. So you kind of need well, it's hard. I mean, I can't. I think it's basically just math. The red circuits should be started first, is what I ended up deciding. This is pretty good, although to make things a little more efficient, I feel that while I'm over here, I should probably do the thing where I route the steel onto the red circuit belt, because those two have to be on the same belt so that I can make blue science later. I mean, the steel is just fine being buffered into the stone furnaces. Can hold a lot of steel, but just for efficiency's sake, you might as well have, you know, might as well do that extra thing while you're over there. As you can see, I have, yeah, some of these green science pack production is actually stopping because I don't, because I'm not using the green science packs nearly as fast as I'm making them. I think it might have been a good idea to have several more labs up to this point in the run. So there's not quite enough of them here. Although, which is odd, because I definitely have all the tech that I need, so that's an argument against making extra labs. I don't know. Not quite sure what to say. So because the order is different, the next split that I'm going to be doing is all the way up until blue science is up and running, or at least blue science pack production. I don't put the science packs directly into the labs, but I do put them into a chest. So that's the split once they're going. Not sure why I forgot to put that belt down. few seconds. It didn't really matter. Guess I wanted to get those out. So there I go, collecting about 49. Actually, that was too many red circuits to collect. I should only be collecting 30, because that's the total number that need to be turned into all the chests, and I don't use them for anything else. Here we are getting the smart inserter production going. I think I did a pretty good job with the smart inserter production in this game. It's tricky because once smart inserter production is going, you can run out of green circuits and you can run out of inserters in that chest. So so you pretty much need to have extra. You just need to have extra inserters in that inserter buffer chest. And it's kind of okay if the green circuits run out in the buffer chests, but it'll slow down smart inserter production to a crawl if that happens. Which is okay as long as there's you know, some smart inserters on the belt. Anyways, I think I did a reasonable job with the smart inserters this time around. Here I am taking some modules off of the iron mining and putting them onto the plastic production, because as you can see, plastic is a bit of a bottleneck there. I think that is the right thing to do. Okay, so alien technology is a tech where you need where each lab takes 30 seconds. Yeah, basically the research speed is 30 seconds, which is a lot slower than the other techs, which are usually like 10 or 15 seconds. And what that means is that you, the theoretical number of labs you need to do alien technology fast is much higher. It's almost double. I think it is double, actually. I just can't remember the exact number. I think it's, yeah, at most 15 seconds for the other techs, 30 for alien technology. So so yeah, you should need twice as many labs. So I did make a bunch of labs. I've got them in my inventory right now, but I need to put those down. I think I actually made too many. I don't need the full 16 here that I made. I think I even leave a couple in my inventory just because I really didn't need that many. So yeah, that's something I probably ought to fix, is just decide on the exact numbers of labs that I want and just make that number. Oh, did I forget? Oh my goodness, I forgot to call out the blue science split. That's a significant one. So it was 34 minutes in this run, 32:21 in the previous. No, whoops, sorry. Wrong. Back up, do over. Blue science split 42:22 in this run, 39:49 in the previous run. So now I'm 2 minutes and 30 seconds behind. So I lost another minute there somewhere. Interestingly, though, I managed to gain it back in this final segment. So I added a couple things here in this final post-Blue Science segment. Namely, that extra green circuit maker up north, I think it was a smart addition. The other thing is I'm in yellow power right now, so I decided to just make a few extra power plants, and I think that does speed up the run significantly. So I'm gonna do it just kind of the quick and dirty way here. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna auto feed coal into those boilers. I just only need them to be running for a few more minutes, so I just put 50 into each one and just kind of go for it. So now I should be back in green power till the end of the run. In fact, the moment all these labs turn off, I'll certainly be in green power, even if that extra power plant isn't running. Okay, so I make a mistake here that almost cost me the run. I'm preparing to go north here to fight the aliens, but I only have 1 minute and 5 seconds left, and I forgot to turn in the science packs into those chests. I remembered to take them off the belt, but I forgot to put them in the supply chests. So as a result, if I do this in less than 50 seconds, I'm going to lose the game. Obviously not ideal. And my heart rate got really going pretty fast, because at this point in the run I realized that I had made the mistake, so I'm like, oh my goodness. Perhaps some different choice words there, but I got lucky and had 9, so I didn't have to collect those extra orbs, and managed to escape with my life. I actually got really low on health too there, because I was sort of rushing that. And yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, I'm like desperately running to the chest, and yeah, make it with 2 seconds left. So there we go. That's a little excitement for Factorio, which is otherwise not too exciting of a game, but it's still really fun to optimize. And I think it's good. I think it's a great game to watch, try and do speedruns of. Okay, look at me. I actually remembered to craft the purple alien science packs this time. So we're gonna try and do explosive rocketry now. Okay, so there's another mistake in this run where the battery plants are going right now, but I should have refueled them kind of right about now, and that ends up costing me several seconds at the end. So this last segment was quite fast. I gained back most about 1 minute 30 of the 2 minutes and 30 that I was behind. So I ended up only less than a minute behind my so the in-game time at the finish was 55:01 compared to the segmented run, which is 54:12. So only 40 seconds behind, or 50 seconds. So so in this last and longest segment I gained back about 1 minute 30 somehow, despite this mistake with the batteries that's coming up. Yeah, a lot of those furnaces down there were out of fuel for a pretty long time, but I didn't But I don't think it mattered too much because I think that my buffer chests had a reasonable amount of stuff in them. So as a result, I was able to continue science production. So, okay, doing a bunch of turn-ins. Right now my battery factories are turned off, and I probably just didn't notice because there were a bunch of batteries on the belt. So it looked like they were doing fine, but yeah, they needed to be refueled at this point. I think I just plain straight up forgot to do that. Although this part of the run does definitely have an issue with running out of copper. You can see the copper for the red science packs is also running low. And that just tends to happen. I'm not quite sure why exactly, but I think it might be because one of the miners up north is out of stuff to mine. Or one of the copper miners is, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. I do have to kind of insert some copper manually into those red science pack makers, because otherwise they're going to run out soon. Okay, so since explosive rocketry just finished, now I need to reverse the belt and put packs into that chest. Okay, the blue inserter there is facing the wrong way, but I did fix it in time, so I don't think that ended up mattering. I do this part differently than in the segmented run. In the segmented run, I just grabbed things directly off the belt, I think. But this time around, I decided to just make an extra chest there and just feed the science packs directly in so I can do turn-ins easier. And yeah, actually taking down the labs with the steel axe is a little bit faster than manually fishing the science packs out of the labs. Okay, several more turn-ins. I ran out of electronic circuits here, which I think is fine. I just grabbed a few more out of those chests. I only actually grabbed... Did I grab half? I can't remember if I did a half grab or a full grab. Whatever, doesn't matter. But yeah, now as you can see, my batteries are totally out. Oh, and I did turn off intentionally. I turned off smart inserter production here because I thought that might save a bit of green circuits, because I had run out and I needed more and I was panicking. I probably shouldn't have turned it off because I still don't have all the blue science packs that I need. So I do need to be making more smart inserters. So right now smart inserters and batteries are both off, and my blue science pack makers are off as a result. So there are some precious seconds here that I wasted not getting those back running. So that's a pretty big mistake, actually, that I could certainly fix and gain even more time. So I think I gained a bunch of time in this segment only because I had just a better build order. The execution at the end here was a bit bad. So there I go, turning smart inserters back on. Yeah. So I fed them back in, and here I was like, oh wait, crap, I don't have batteries going. So and I don't even really have enough copper to really turn them back on. So I'm just kind of doing my best right now to get all that stuff going again. I have everything else that I need. Oh yeah, I just grabbed a few batteries so that I could make 1 or 2 blue science packs by hand, because that's all I need now to finish the game. Just trying to get those made as quickly as possible. But yeah, there's probably almost 30 seconds to maybe even a minute here at the end of blue science pack production that got turned off. But anyway, there we go. Finally done. And there's the victory screen. Hooray! So, 55:01 in-game time, but once again, the real time that I clocked for this video is 55:41:80. So about 40 seconds of looking at the text screen. And I don't think there is any way of saving much time there. Alright, that'll do it. See you next time.